Well, March is Disabilities Awareness Month, and this morning we're highlighting a local nonprofit that's working to make a difference right here in Metro Detroit. LifeLab Kids is a nonprofit. They're based out of Ferndale that offers an array of services ranging from recreation and skill development to feeding therapy for children living with disabilities. And joining us this morning to talk about the nonprofit's feeding therapy program is speech and language pathologist and feeding therapy lead, Kelsey Orlando. And Kelsey, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So I have two kids of my own, and feeding, in general is difficult. And then children with disabilities, can add a whole new layer to that. Absolutely. Can you talk to us about what are some of the specific feeding difficulties that LifeLab Kids therapists maybe will be addressing or addressed in general?
Sure. So at LifeLab Kids, we see a lot of children ranging from a bunch of different disabilities, whether it be autism, cerebral palsy, or just your neurotypical child working on speech sound disorders, but they may have low tone as well. So when you have low tone, it makes chewing and swallowing very difficult. So we want to underline whether it be sensory, whether it be a traumatic experience that they've had, whether they were coughing one time or choking, and that led to a whole feeding and swallowing disorder. Or you have the tone, so you have structure and tone. So you could either have, for example, cleft palate, where we're working on cleft palate repairs, or there's a tongue tie, so we want to release the tongue tie before we start addressing some of those feeding and swallowing disorders as well.
So before we're diving too much into detail here, what age group are we, what age of kids do you normally work with, or is it a broad range of everybody?
So it's a broad range. So we can get some of our little itty bitty babies coming straight out of the NICU, whether they were born premature or they have a feeding tube and we're trying to get them off of a feeding tube onto oral eating, whether they have a hard time with bottling. So we have our little bitty babies, or we range all the way up until 18 as well.
And what's the goal of feeding therapy? Is it just in general just to eat more? Are there broader goals outside of that?
Well, we really want kids to understand and take control of feeding, because a lot of times they feel like they've lost control and the food itself has more control. So we want to make it a positive experience, and we really want to incorporate the family as well, because with feeding, it's something that you sit down, we have holidays, you go out to eat. It's a very social gathering to social type event, where when you have a child that has a feeding disorder or they're not eating, it becomes very, very stressful. So we really want to decrease the stress and decrease the anxiety and repair the relationship with food. So it's not necessarily healthy or unhealthy foods, but really trying to expand our kids' diets, finding out if they can eat a wide variety of colors or shapes or consistencies, whether it be hard solids like carrots, or we're increasing purees like applesauce.
Because if you have issues, and maybe your child has issues eating, I mean, this can develop, can this worsen over time if you're not getting therapy?
Absolutely. So a lot of times we'll get babies that have, for example, acid reflux or GERD. And so they're starting as a little itty bitty age, and then they start graduating into table foods, but you're noticing they're either projectile vomiting, spitting up, and that starts to make a negative experience too.
Right.
So feeding becomes something that should be more pleasurable, where now we have kids that don't want to eat at all. So you have to find out, what was the underlying cause? Is it that they have GERD or they have stomach issues, GI, and we can refer out to those other types of providers, or whether it be they really shied away from it and never learned the oral motor development. Now they can't eat.
And I'm wondering too, are parents learning? I mean, I'm sure parents are learning from this too, but they have to be so stressed out whenever your child isn't eating. But you're kind of presenting them with the tools, not only for therapy while they're in the sessions for therapy, but also the tools they need to help the child grow along the way, right? So what's kind of the feedback you've been getting from some of the parents?
So it's been interesting, because a lot of parents will come in, they're like, oh, my kids are only eating unhealthy foods, or they won't eat anything healthy. So we really want to educate at first and say, we want to kind of break that barrier and say, we don't want to talk about foods that are healthy and unhealthy. We want to talk about foods that make your body happy and that make your tummy feel happy, or that make you feel happy.
Yeah.
Because if kids aren't going to eat a carrot, if you just put it in front of them, there's 32 steps to eating before a child will even eat. If they won't look at a food that's sitting in front of them, they're not going to put it in their mouth. They're not going to touch it and play with it and interact with it. So you always hear too, don't play with your food. Make sure that you stay clean, which a lot of these foods these days are geared towards making things clean.
Right. 32 steps. There's a lot to unpack here. So you can go to lifelabkids.org. We have Kelsey Orlando. Thank you so much for being with us this morning with LifeLab Kids, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.